Patrice Oneal is hosting the worst of Opie and Anthony.
Hey, what's up? This is Patrice Oneal, and you are enjoying the worst of Opie and Anthony, and you're also enjoying the rest of this Ludacris situation. This was back in the day, man. This was very interesting. Sit back, light a pipe.
Broadcasting the worst of Opie and Anthony with your host, Patrice Oneal.
Hey, Zephyr. He writes, well, that was uncomfortable. Patrice checked out.
Checked out.
And it's not a black thing.
Not at all.
Does Patrice kind of try to do a black thing there? Black, white. We get a lot of celebrities that do exactly what Ludacris does. Keep it very safe.
What is it?
You just don't.
I don't know.
When you're, and this is, look, I've been guilty of it on a much lower level because I'm not that far.
Look, let me say this, man. I'm not, all I'm saying is this. Look, I'm going to Rhode Island. There'll be 2 black people there, maybe. I'm saying, look, it's very difficult to entertain and this and that and keep your head when everybody has to be entertained. But I'm saying, in terms of, not every answer needs to be political, who is he hurting just answering something in a real... Oprah doesn't want to have anything to do with him. It just...
On our level, it's like when certain comedy clubs don't pass you. This is for us. Whether it was Lucian, who ran the comic strip for many years, or whoever it is. And then you finally get passed at the club. And my anger towards Lucian, he was a guy, he's dead now, but he ran the comic strip for years. I hated him. Hated him. When I finally got passed at the strip,
right,
I really kind of stopped bad-mouthing him. Like, I was like, eh. And this was not even in a public forum like this. My anger towards Lucian wasn't as bad anymore because
good is good if it's good for me. You were happy because it was you.
It wasn't phony. It was just I wasn't as angry anymore. Even though I would have been like a little more likely to bash him than he was Oprah. But again, it wasn't on that level and it wasn't public.
But let me ask you this. Okay.
I just want to say the whole Oprah thing. You made a great point during the break. You said the reason he doesn't want to even talk about the Oprah thing because there's a possibility Oprah will have him on,
bring him back
to promote Max Payne. Mm-hmm. Like the question I got for Patrice: How would you have liked that interview to go?
Just
what we were doing.
You know what it was? Ready?
Yeah.
It was not going to. Here's what stopped me. Here's what stopped me from being involved. Because look, I'm on you guys' show, and it's just not for me as a black dude to challenge Ludacris, man. I'm just not going to do it on your show. It's up to you guys to challenge him. But when he said he segued into Max Payne, that's when I left in my head. When it went there because that's what he's here to do, and he has to go do it at this place and that. That's the job and everything. But maybe I don't. This is what I was saying off air. Maybe I don't want what I have to do to get at that level. Maybe I can trick this business into giving me a couple of mil, and then take it and hide it under my mattress, and then go back because I don't know what do I have to do. Do I have to be that way? I don't know,
but
man.
As an artist,
and that way is. It just wasn't nothing significant was going to happen, you know?
But as a comic, you're always going to talk as a comedian. You're always going to speak through your work. I'm certainly always going to speak through my work. As an artist, he did his attacks through his... And I'm only playing devil's advocate because he did hit O'Reilly, and he did address that stuff through the work. And when you're out promoting a film... You're out promoting a film.
He addressed it though.
We're going to get the Max. We're going to get the Max Payne plugs in. But the stuff that has happened to Ludacris is... It hits close to home with us, and we want to know, hey, what do you think of this, really, and what goes through your mind, and blah, blah, blah. How could Oprah not want, hip-hop artists on her show, and she says she doesn't want to empower them? That's crazy. What do you think?
He addressed Bill O'Reilly, and he addressed, on the bio, he addressed Barack Obama, he addressed Bill O'Reilly, he addressed Oprah in what? In rap. In his rap songs. That was his what the interview should have been.
Yeah.
He did it in a rap song.
Right.
So here, it was like, there's the rap part, which is the whole Ludacris last name. The thing is, I'm here as the actor Ludacris, and he said that Ludacris is a character.
Yes.
And
I did think that was a little
can
odd.
rap as that character. This is how his character felt. So he's now separating what his rap is saying to what he's going to be saying when he's
Chris Bridges,
dude,
the actor.
dude, it was.
You were really annoyed because you bailed.
Because I didn't want
Patrice put his head down and just I looked over at one point. And I'm thinking, well, why isn't Patrice asking any questions or talking?
Because I'm the only. It's just
the only honest mother in the room.
No, right?
You want to try to keep it real?
No.
Well, what's the deal?
When I talk, it ain't E.F. Hutton, man. I'm just a maniac, a loser, a maniac. Nothing I say means nothing.
Did you not
when I go on Fox and talk about Don Imus, I'm a fool. Like, no one cares. But these guys, man, Chris Rock, Ludacris, 50, these guys are powerful, man, and they can say something. When I say it, I'm an idiot. Nobody cares until somebody who's seen bigger in the business says something,
But
man.
once they reach that point, they stop.
And when they
saying
get to that
stuff.
point, it's like, I'm going to man, it's just, man, who gives a damn? Max Payne, who cares? Mark Wahlberg will be talking about that all day. And if you ask Mark Wahlberg, I wanted to bring up the fact, he plays a guy who gets to point a gun at Mark Wahlberg's face, but it was a break. I was going to say, why? To shoot him for good vibrations when he was a rapper? Do you know what I'm saying? But I'm not saying he ain't keeping it real. I'm saying the dude, what he can, man, he can mix something up, man. I mean, is it because I got nothing that maybe I'm talking because I don't know what's out there that's going to make me change. So I'm setting myself up to be a hypocrite right now because somebody go, Patrice, here's $100 million, and I never want you to open your big black mouth again. And I might go,
believe me, we're trying to pull our cash.
Yeah, no kidding. Kim, why did he get annoyed so fast at the Bill O'Reilly?
Talking about like the past.
Talk about Max Payne.
But that's not just the past.
Talked about
that's
that already.
I know. No, I'm saying like you said it was the past, and it was kind of like.
Yeah, but for us, it's not. We've never talked to you before, and it's it's good stuff.
Is it annoyed?
And another thing that
we weren't doing it.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of them.
Is it annoyed? Or is it like when you walk into a radio show, because we do enough press on the road, we know how some of the radio shows are cool, some are dicks. Is it annoyed or is it defensive, like you don't know what the show is trying to do when they go after something or mention something? We know what we're trying to do, which is just basically talk about something, which is what put them in the spotlight in our eyes.
What difference does it make? If you go on a show and they ask you anything, what difference does it really make to you?
No different. But this show gets sick of every time that somebody asks about Sex for Sam, the response is, yeah, all right, we've addressed that. Like, and it does happen sometimes. So that's one of the, like, where if people ask about certain instances of the radio show, like, what about the voyeur bus? Like, they'll ask me that in interviews.
But if they ask you about Sex for Sam, Norton, and you're tired of it, but there's context to everything.
Right.
If they talk about Sex for Sam to make you look like you're an idiot and you were fired, it's a different context than they want to know about it because they don't know about it, and you know the difference.
Most time, I know, but either way, and I'll answer it. But when they ask for the reasons of just wanting to know about it, I don't get angry. I don't get, like, but I'm like, ugh, with this, what are they, because it does happen, or every time it's brought up in the paper, it's just a reference point.
Right.
But even though you know it's just a reference point, again, it's still a little annoying. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm a comic. I answer things differently.
Why I checked out of the thing, I'm going to just tell you why I checked out. I'm a fan. That's why I checked out.
You're a fan of Ludacris, Steve?
I'm a fan.
What do you got, Steve?
Just to confirm what Jimmy said, when he left, he was absolutely confirming what you said. He wasn't familiar with the show. He wasn't angry. He wasn't defensive. He wasn't anything. It was his first time. And he didn't really get the vibe. But he wasn't angry and he wasn't upset. He was just doing what he was supposed to do.
You walk into a room with a station that you don't listen to, and again, I've done it where you're just not exactly sure where everybody is coming from. You don't know exactly, all right, why are they raising this? Like, what, we've been through this. They just trying to start some crap on my name. I'm not saying that, I'm only saying because I've been in those situations, you don't know exactly. And I didn't take it like, oh, he's trying to mother F us. I didn't get that vibe.
I didn't either.
Yeah,
it wasn't, that's not what I'm talking about.
I know.
I'm saying, dude, I had a million things I could ask. I wanted to ask him. It's just, he's royalty, really, in the hood. I mean, he's royalty. He is. So when he comes in here, for real, he's a big, big celebrity. But not here. If I wasn't here, oh, okay, hey, what's up, man? I want to know some. But I could have drove it I was trying to drive it into that place where it's like more and more stuff, but it was just, I'm here for Max Payne. I'm not here to cause. But you already. This is what I'm saying. You already caused it. Like we're not embraced by Hollywood. It's just not going to happen.
Who's weird though?
We?
Yeah.
Niggas!
But I'm saying you're making it that, and I'm saying that every celebrity on that level that comes here has nothing to do with that.
And that's what I'm saying. Every celebrity on that level who's not black, that's what they do. Let me tell you, man, Chris Rock, and this is the thing, we're in the same world, so I got to be careful with that, but he found out that he wasn't one of them when he did the Oscars. And he found out that he really wanted to be one of them, which is, I watch MTV, and he trashes. When you watch the MTV Awards, he trashes rappers, and he got the funniest stuff you can think of, talking about all the rappers, because he felt like an outsider. He felt like, I'm a comic, and I'm going to hit these guys.
Yeah.
And he's relentless, and he's ruthless. He did the Oscars, and Sean Penn gets up and says what he says to Chris, and it flustered him, because he realized, oh man, I'm not an outsider. I'm trying to be an insider, and he let Sean Penn hurt his feelings. Sean Penn, if I'm at Chris's level, at that level, where am I going to go? Where can I go once I'm at his level? If I say, Sean, shut up.
Yeah.
Go play your little retarded characters and go ride your boat through Katrina. Shut up.
You didn't think he was pretty brutal on some of those people, though? I thought he ruined their night.
Yeah, but then
he ruined their night.
But what Patrice is saying, when Sean Penn stood up for a joke Chris Rock told about, we always forget his name. I know. What Patrice, I think, is saying, Chris should have got up there and hit him right back.
Trashed him.
Hit him right back.
Because he's an outsider to Hollywood.
Right.
Yep.
And we're outsiders.
But as a comic, and I'm not saying I would love to attack Sean Penn or seen him do it. For whatever reason, he didn't. Maybe it just took him off guard and he didn't want to, for whatever reason, the one moment of him not attacking Sean Penn doesn't matter, because it's not like the rest of it was polite. The rest of it was pretty brutal for an Oscars host. I mean, even me and Colin talked the next night. He really was kind of crappy to a lot of them. So it was almost like he came in as a comic, doing what a comic does, and it was only that one moment where he maybe not reacted.
Because that was the one moment of confrontation that them said, "You're not us. You're them." Sean Penn, it was a them thing where he goes, his name is, what is that guy's name?
Jude Law.
Jude Law. I would have been like, both of you phony, shut up. Neither one of you have anything to do with me.
Yeah, Jude Law is one of our finest actors.
Get out of here. He sleeps with his nanny.
I'm kind of with Patrice. That deserved a beating, because that was so ridiculous.
But it was shocking, because
not
he
taking away
realized
with
that, man.
the edgy stuff Chris Rock was doing during the Oscars, but you have Sean Penn saying something as ridiculous as that. How do you, as a comic, not go for that? Only because and punch back a little bit.
I don't understand that the more black people do get into I don't know, Hollywood, politics, things like that.
Golden handcuffs.
The more angry you get that they're doing this.
No.
You see it
wrong.
You see it as would you rather see fire hoses and German shepherds again?
No.
I mean, or this there's an acceptance with
you twisted that up, Anthony. You're twisting that into me being angry about I love, this is what's making me angry, because I love, there is no black hierarchy of us. There's a black hierarchy of me, and then we're in this. But Oprah is her, and Ludacris is him, and 50 is him. And But I'm not saying that I want everybody to have some money. I'm saying, what is it? And I said this earlier. What is it about that level that makes you not say anything?
Fear of losing that level.
Yeah. And it's all celebrities on that level.
Yeah.
You're looking at him the way a lot of guys would look at you, even though it's a total. And you're not the typical case point because you're Patrice, but say most comics that are on your level who are like still brutal, but guys like us we're not stupid brutal. We know we'll tease people and this, and there's people who might have known you years ago. Why is he doing this? Why is he not coming that hard? And that, in a way, he's on that level higher than us.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's leveling up, and a lot of celebrities do it. Like when they. And
I'm not saying you're supposed to be a maniac, Norton.
No, I know.
I mean, look. I mean, we're talking about it, but it's like, I'm going to say the wrong thing until I say the right thing. I'm not saying that he's supposed to come on here and go F Bill O'Reilly, or I'm just saying
we just wanted to get his point of view on the whole.
Yeah,
that's all.
Exactly.
Hey, well, we weren't about. It would be fun if he did because we hate the guy, but yeah, we just wanted his thoughts on it.
Just not like the carefulness. I'm not saying come.
All right.
I'm not saying a maniac. I'm saying just carefulness of just I'm here for Max. Like just the careful. Just what?
But it's
he was being very safe.
Yeah,
and it's not a black thing. We've seen it with
absolutely
big white stars.
Dude, you got a studio sending out and they're saying promote this, and you make an X amount of million for a movie. It's almost like why go through the hassle? And we weren't saying attack Oprah. We weren't saying attack O'Reilly. We were really just asking about it. But if you walk into a situation where you don't know the players, it's not like we're a station the guy's been on. Like Kevin Smith comes in and he'll talk about anything because he knows us. He's comfortable, and when you're in a situation where you're promoting this major film, and in the last couple of years, it's not like he's been doing major films for 10 years. Where do you go with that? Like, do you attack these icons now that the storm is settled?
Let me ask you this.
I think he should have, because all we were asking was, how did you feel at the time?
Yeah.
You could be honest and say, well, you probably wanted to go down there and twist Bill O'Reilly's head off at the time. He cost you so much money. And that's why I said, and I said to him, I went, at that time when it happened, like that's when you can say, yeah, this is what I wanted to do. In hindsight now, it wasn't that big a thing. At the time, that was my livelihood this son of a bitch was taken away. That's honestly, we could talk about Bill Donahue. It's the same situation. At the time, I wanted to take his gray head and smash it on a curb. And now he's been on the show, and I'm like, all right, he's just doing what he does. I'm not kissing his ass to get advancement anywhere, but water under the bridge, whatever you want to call it. But at the time, and I could be honest, I could sit here and go, yes, at the time, I wanted to smash him.
Okay, so you're right. At the time, I would like to have heard a little bit more about that.
Yeah, but be a little honest.
Once you get to a certain point in your career and you see how fast it can be taken away, or like he happened to rebound and do really well, but when you see how quickly one of these guys, one of these massive people, like when you see how the machine works and how it can just chop you off, like for you to lose a major endorsement just because stupid all right, you're probably hesitant for no reason at all.
So that's considered a sellout.
No, it's not at all.
Technically, I wouldn't.
You're just not
disagree or not do it. I would do it too.
Can I ask you about what you said?
I think a sellout would be if O'Reilly attacked him again and he was like, that's just been. That to me would be
you said a thing like if he knew the show. And you said Kevin Smith knows the show. Let's say this: if he knew the show. And then you asked him those questions. If he knew you, he knew what you were about. His friends, say his radio show friends, asked him those questions. Then what would
maybe you're just more comfortable to go back there and know that if you say, "Man, I was really aggravated. I hated the guy," you kind of know that when you answer certain questions, you might not know where this show is going to take it or what we're going. I don't know. I'm only speculating because I've been on different radio shows before.
Right.
And I know, you know how it is, man. Sometimes you walk in and there's a weird vibe. Sometimes it's a great vibe. But once you're on more than once or twice or three times, then you're more comfortable. I can't wait to get back to that show. They took care of me. They treated me right. I felt comfortable there. First time in any show, especially, look, the reputation for the show is very aggressive. I mean, I'm amazed at how aggressive this show is when I do other shows. Like, Jesus, we really do say some harsh things, even on terrestrial radio, where we really do address things with brutality. So a lot of times you're going on a show that, look, people are aware. This is what they know about Opie and Anthony. Oh, those are the guys, Sex for Sam, Sex in the Church. They know the crazy, outrageous stuff about us that he probably thinks we know about him. So I'm only saying, look, I would love to have had answers, but that's why I'm not mad about it. That's why I'm not, because I didn't feel like it was he was trying to be a dick to us. I think that a lot of times you're not 100% sure where someone's going.
Yeah, I don't think he was.
That was only my take.
I don't think he was. It's that. It was just the let me get to it wasn't
let me get
forget all of this knowing, and it's just, so what did you feel about what happened in your life, and then it just answer it, as opposed to I'm not. What is he doesn't really
insight on your personality, who you are before we get to the plug. That might have been.
And that's way more interesting to us than, talking about Max Payne for 20 minutes.
Sure, because people don't know it.
There's a problem. We need to, get our listeners into what we're doing. And we know that talking about Max Payne for 20 minutes is not going to get the job done. I'm sorry. It's just not.
Don't forget.
And that's why you look at these bios and go, wow, that's something that's worth talking about.
And he's had some interesting stuff happen in his career.
And he might give us another angle. Well, these guys don't understand our side of this. They want to come in here and just give us like very, very boring Max Payne plug type radio, and that's not going to do him any good or us any good in the end.
See, I know that as a comic and stuff, and I'm sure he's done a lot of radio stations, but a lot of celebrities do TV, and when you're doing TV, it's a very set way of doing it, where you're on for 6 minutes or 7 minutes, you get a little clip of the thing shown, they talk about the movie a lot. It's very, you know what I'm saying? It's like exactly what the drill is. You know exactly what the routine is. When you walk into a radio show where you have 15 minutes and all of a sudden there's 5 guys and they start bringing up stuff from the past and the studio, you just don't know exactly where it's going to go. I know why we do it.
Yeah, we get to go long form, I call that what you just described, who gives a crap TV. It happens all the time.
I couldn't agree more.
And that's why I don't watch any of that stuff, because I know nothing is going to happen.
Dude, I agree.
No, I know. I'm with you. I'm just reiterating.
And I would just like to look at, if I ever got to the level of respect and money and glory, I would love to just let every other black person who knows what happens on that way, what you got to do and got to deal with, and explain even the fact that he had to do Max Payne. Explain that. Just tell me what it's like to be at your level and be black. Let me know.
Yeah, he didn't seem to want to be
please
black at that moment.
Are you voting for Obama?
He just wanted to be the guy. Yeah, I know. You're voting for Obama? Well, I just got to tell you, it's just important to get out there and vote.
But most celebrities on that level would say that. Most celebrities, it's not a black-white thing. Most celebrities on that level, promoting for a major movie with Mark Wahlberg or any.
We're not talking about
I can't tell
phony white people.
That was a little odd.
That's what white people do.
That was a little
odd. It's a celebrity thing. It's not a white-black thing. That's a celebrity thing.
But I didn't even catch that, because, if he says I'm voting for Obama, then everyone voting for McCain might not. Some of these people aren't going to go see Max Payne now.
Yeah. Or it might just open a political argument. I'm not saying that. It might open a political argument that you don't want to get into when you're promoting a film.
Well, you know something? You're promoting a film. You want people to kind of like you, know you a little bit. I think it would have been good. It would have been compelling radio to hear his point on a guy that is successful, making a lot of money. Why are you voting for Obama, knowing that more of your money's going to be taken away? Just things like that. And then you get that answer. Well, the important thing is just get out there and vote.
I agree.
That was kind of a
It's
answer.
obvious he's voting for Obama. He has a rap song about it.
Yeah,
he loves the Obama.
Yes.
But it's about, people that might be buying the movie tickets that are voting for McCain, and next thing you know, they're going to go see some other
I'm with Patrice
movie.
on this one. Definitely.
I'm not even against Patrice. I'm not
yes,
against.
you are.
I'm really
You're
not.
racist.
I'm only listening to his argument.
You could kiss our black asses.
I'm only listening to his argument, and it's almost like we've seen enough guys who don't want to go into certain areas and they're doing promo or whatever. For it to not be as much of a black and white thing. It's just a celebrity on a certain level thing.
You get to a certain level of celebrity, and you get exactly what happened today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Patrice Oneal is hosting the worst of Opie and Anthony.